Hey, friends. It has been a long time since I've been live. Kind of been MIA on social media, which has been actually intentional. And I'm actually going to talk about that. But it has been definitely placed on my heart to do this video. So I'm excited to pop on here. I kind of had sort of a mental breakdown-ish, I guess, is what it felt like to me a while back. So I want to finally talk about it because now that I've been through it, and I can look back and know how I got there and what caused that, I know for certain that there are moms headed that way who are going to be watching this. And so if I can help just one other mama avoid tanking, then this will be totally worthwhile. So several months ago, I had a really ugly moment. Kind of felt like I just caved in. It felt like I was physically crushed, just physically suffocated with just kind of taking on too much. So at the time, I'm doing all the mom things. We've got 6 kids, right? Doing all the things at home, taking care of the house, cooking and cleaning and all the laundry. Oh my gosh, you totally get that. And just all the things, running kids around here and there everywhere. And homeschooling 2 of the kids. I had 3 others in a little co-op type deal. So while I wasn't full-time homeschooling them, I was helping out with the co-op, regularly during the week, had a toddler at home. And in the midst of that, we were going through a big career change with my husband. So he had been looking for a way to get out of his job for a long time. He was working for the government, and now, hindsight, it's nice he got out just at the right time. But anyway, so he called me up, I guess it's been a year ago, and he was like, what if I went into trucking? And I've always loved big trucks and da-da-da-da. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that sounds cool. So we decided to start a trucking company, and he went and did all the things to make the connections and figure out what he needed to do to, how do you get work and how does it work? I need to find a truck. I need to find a trailer, all that stuff. And, we decided to refinance the house and buy a truck and do all these things. And so my portion of responsibility was to take care of all the background stuff. So, I don't know, all the things of getting the refinance stuff done, getting the house ready for an appraisal, and figuring out how to do all the legalities of starting a trucking company, which I didn't know anything about. It felt kind of if you're in the middle of a pitch black room and you're trying to find your way through, every step was okay, I don't really know how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out. So going through all that, and in the midst of that, kind of trying to keep my own business running. And it was just a lot of kind of pressure compounding, a lot of responsibilities, and trying to hold everything up and just kind of be superwoman, right? And there was a lot of pressure. And then one day I was in the shower and I just broke, full on, felt like I had a meltdown. I cannot do this. Sorry, my kids are being noisy outside my door. It was just too much. And this is what we do, right? We just keep taking on all the things. We have lots of responsibilities, and you just okay, I have all this to do, already feeling pretty stretched, but the kids need something, and so you do that. And the husband needs something, so you do that. And the school needs something, so you do that. And that's just what we do. We just keep piling it on and piling it on, and we suffer silently, or we totally freak out at the people that we love, right? So, you're already overwhelmed. And if something comes up where you're needed and it's important, you take that on because you feel okay, yes, this is important, but you don't say no to something else in order to say yes to this thing. So you add that in, and then you feel like crap when you can't do it all effectively, right? When you can't do all the things effectively, or when you drop the ball, then you feel stupid, oh, I'm not dependable, I'm a flake, all these things. And it's kind of when you go to a potluck and you have all these yummy foods and you have this plate and you're like dishing this on and that on, and you're like, I got my potato salad, I got my roll, I got my whatever, all these things, and your plate gets really full. And then you see something else and you're like, that looks really good, but your plate is full. And so you're like, well, I really would like a piece of that lasagna, but I'm not gonna like put the lasagna on top of my potato salad. So clearly you have the thought process to say, well, I have a couple choices here. I can either, not have this one dish I want and say no to it, or clearly I have to go and eat this food and finish what's on my plate and go back and then add more to my plate. But in life, it's like we can't figure that out. We just keep piling stuff on until it gets to be this big mess, and then you can't eat it, right? So for me, I had this breaking point, and I was like, something has to give. I cannot go on like this anymore, because I'm not being the best for my husband. I'm not being the best for my kids. I'm certainly not doing what I want to do for my business, and my mental health is a complete wreck. And so I had to decide at that moment, like, what I could say no to. And unfortunately, at the moment, for me, it was like, I had to do the school things with the kids. It was our mission as a family at that moment to take care of the trucking stuff to get my husband out of his job. So that certainly wasn't going anywhere. So I had to cut back on my business. And which was really hard for me because I get very little time anyway to work on it. And it's taken me a very long time to build my business. And so it was like, it really sucked to be like, all right, I have to like let go of the expectation on myself to have work time every week and do what I needed to do for my family today. So I cut back on the responsibilities for that. I very deliberately got off of social media because I found that, especially like with everything going on social media and in the world, like it literally just causes me physical anxiety to be on there. So I took Facebook off my phone, and now it forces me to be very deliberate when I get on Facebook. And it was just draining my mental energy. And I think that we have to look at our lives and go like, where am I choosing to put my mental energy and my emotional energy? And how is that helping with my self-care and my level of mental health, I guess? So I got off of that. I got serious about my self-care, like making sure, because I kind of had I love waking up early in the morning. I kind of gotten into this routine of like, I'm really tired and I have a lot going on. And so I don't really want to wake up early, but I realized like I have to wake up early because that's the only time that I have to like refresh myself, and the only time that I have that's without the kids, and just I can do my prayer time, I can read the Bible, I can get myself ready for the day and all those things. And then I got more regular about my oils and natural supplements to help like with my hormone balance and my stress levels and all that kind of stuff. And I got fiercely committed to figuring out my schedule and managing my time. And this is what I want to really help you with if you're struggling with this. So please like stay to the end, because I got something. I'm going somewhere with this and I'm not selling anything. So I got really serious about figuring out my schedule and time management, and figuring out like, okay, when I'm ready to step back into a more active business role, like how can I do the things, take care of all the things in my life and take care of the things that matter to me, so that I don't feel like everything I want and everything that matters to me is getting put on the back burner. But how can I do that and still take care of all of these responsibilities? So I had been talking, my sister and I are super close. We had been talking about going into business together for a while. We had some ideas and stuff. And at this time I was like, you know what? This is really like, we really need to get on that, because we need to partner up together so that we can work more effectively, because she has a big family too. We both have the same mission of helping moms who are in our situation with living more intentionally and all this kind of stuff. So we were like, all right, we took a trip to Florida. We like hashed out some business stuff. It was really awesome. So now I am back into content creation. I feel like I have a handle on these responsibilities, and I've kind of been thinking like, how can I help moms who I know are just feeling like they're trudging through the same stuff? And headed for a breakdown because it happens. And I feel like God has like made it super clear, like what I need to do. So, if you're like resonating and feeling like, oh my gosh, yes, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know what to do, like I need help figuring out the best use of my time, like I have something that's going to help. So like for people who feel like there's too much on my plate, I don't know, maybe you feel like you just don't really make the best time of your day. And maybe you feel like you don't have time to fill your own cup, because I think that's a huge thing that most moms face, is like, we don't have time to fill our own cup. We don't have time to do anything else besides all the things. And sometimes, I mean, you have to remember, like, no one's going to fill your cup for you. Do you hear my kids banging at my door? I'm going to be done in a sec. So anyway, my sister and I, Crystal, we have put together, or we are putting together, this is like, what is it called? Ready, fire, aim? We're putting together a free masterclass to help moms become a boss at managing your schedule, because you need to, so that you can make time for things that matter to you too. So just in time for the holidays, we're putting together this masterclass. We're going to be taking like an hour or two to like dig into like, what are your responsibilities? What's making you stressed out? What can you take off your plate? How can you get the help that you need? And really like a deep dive, like get out your planner. We're going to give you tools. We're going to help you to like figure it out so that you feel like, okay, yes, I may have a lot of responsibilities, but I got this, and I can do this in a way that is like authentic to my needs too, to where you can say yes to the things that are important and still say yes to the things that you need. So we don't have a date yet set. Like, I felt like God wanted me to get down here and do this video, so I'm doing it. So I'm going to put a link just to, like, if you want us to let you know the details on the masterclass, it's free, just so I can get your email, so I can let you know when it's going to be. It's going to be in the next few weeks before Thanksgiving, because people, it starts to get really busy, and I know that you need these tools. So anyway, you can just let me know if you have any questions. Feel free, if you need a shoulder, if you need some support, to reach out, send a message, send an email, and we will let you know when this is going to be. And if you know any other moms like, oh my gosh, my friend, my sister is in this boat, like, feel free to share this video. So much love, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.